Dog's wanting to play fetch. Look at him. Nobody ever even taught this dog how to play fetch, but he loves to play fetch. Left-handed throw. And here he comes. But anyway, all right. So these pieces right here, these we bought for the exhaust evac system, where you weld those bungs in the exhaust. I'm not sure if you can see it, but yeah, we welded those in the exhaust, and I don't know if we didn't get the angle right or what happened. I got the exhaust out of it. Yeah, there's one of them. See right there? And the other one, we just capped them off for now, because I don't know if we didn't get the angle right or what. But so these are baffled inside, but they don't have the holes on the bottom, so they are solid to be used with the exhaust evac system. So we're just going to run the catch can to both sides, and we did it the cheap way. That was 5/16 inside diameter hose, and no, wait a minute. Yeah, 5/16, and it was 1 inch outside diameter. And I tell you what, man, cutting through that hose was not fun, and it is sturdy. I mean, it does not bend at all. So what I did was I just made a piece of sheet metal and bent it a few times, and it's just hanging down there. But these hoses are so sturdy, that thing is not, it's not going nowhere. And that hose, it's so sturdy, it's not going anywhere. But I did put a zip tie right there, and I put some wire loop around it to protect it. I should have done that on this side, but I just zip tied it over here. But I think it's going to be okay. I don't think it's going to rub a hole in it. I'm telling you, that stuff is, like I said, it's 5/16 or 5/8. I'm sorry, 5/8. If you can see that, see if it'll 5/8. There you go. And it's 1 inch outside diameter, so 3/8. You know, it's 3/8 inch. Well, half of that, half of 3/8 thick on all the way around. So I mean, that stuff's thick and it's hard to cut through. I was trying tenor snips, I was trying razor blades. Finally, I took a hacksaw to it. Now, these are 10 AN. That fit perfect on those. I mean, it was nice and snug, but right here, I couldn't get it to fit. So what I did was I took my heat gun over there, zoom in on the heat gun, and heated up the inside of the hose real good, and then it slid right on. And we're just doing it the cheap way, man. Them AN fittings and crap, man, they're expensive. So yeah. And then the fittings that go down into the valve covers, which some of the fittings that go in the valve covers, they just use a rubber grommet too, no different than that, really. But yeah, man, this is the cheap way. It was pretty easy to do on his because he already had those right there that we was using for the exhaust evac system. So it was a lot easier with that. But yeah, I bought one for my car too. And I'm not really sure how I'm going to do that one. I'm probably going to have to buy. Because on the LT1, it's got the oil fill right here. And then it's got the fresh air in from the throttle body. The throttle body is supposed to push air into the valve cover. And then it's got a PCV on the other side. On the side of the intake, and it goes around to the front of the intake that's supposed to suck it all out. But mine, last time I sprayed nitrous, it shot the dipstick out. So I mean, we're going to run high nitrous on these motors, so the rings are gapped. When you got gapped rings, you're going to have some blow by, like this one right here. I don't know if you could tell, but yeah, see there, that was oil that came out of there, because we just had those venting to air, and the blow-by was coming out. It was getting on the valve cover and going down. But yeah, I'm gonna do the LT1 also. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do that. Hopefully I can just find a fitting that'll go from a 5/8 barb to that grommet that goes for the fresh air in for the throttle body on the back of the valve cover on the LT1. And then maybe I can just take the PVC out. Like on the LT1, there's a PVC valve right in the side of the intake over here. Maybe I can put a fitting in that hole too and just take the PVC out and then cap the PVC comes out and then it goes down around to the front of the intake and it gets its vacuum from the front of the intake. But I can just cap that, and then hope maybe I could put a fitting in there, or maybe just block all that off, or maybe just even leave the PVC there and drill a hole and make another spot like this one has, you know, a hole for the valve cover, and put the grommet and one of those fittings down in there, maybe a fit into a 5/8 barb, something like that. I don't know, but there it is, piece of sheet metal. I just bolted it in. Whoops, I accidentally shut it off there, but yeah, that looks good enough for me. I mean, we ain't trying to win no car shows, we're just trying to drag race. But I got a buddy coming over. He's got an LT1. It's got the CC 503 cam in it, full bolt-ons, except for electric water pump and roller rockers. And he's got the headers and straight headers, and then it's got a 373 gear on a stock stall, and I did a little bit of tuning on it for him, and it ran a 12.7 at the drag strip, which is pretty good. But he's got a 3200 stall he's going to put in it, which should wake it up a little bit. And then he's got a nitrous kit like I got on my LT1, so he's going to come over Saturday, and we're going to work on that, and I'll make a video of that, hooking up the nitrous proton kit. And then I got to do the catch can on the LT1 there. And then my drag bar ever come, I'll put that in, but I just bled the brakes real good on that. Finally got the brakes working good on that. Got to go get an alignment. I'm going to try to get that done tomorrow. And then I'm going to put those brand new tires on it. Got to get those mounted. Then I need to run the 93 out that's in it, so I can put that E85 in there. That E85's both those jugs. It's been sitting all winter, but they're sealed, so it should be just fine. But I've got about 3/4 of a tank in the car I got to run out. But need to go get alignment before I can drive it around, because I mean, I can look at it and tell the wheels ain't straight. I tried to get it as good as I could when I redid the whole front end. I was just going to do a few things here and there, but if you see my last videos, I wound up having to do the whole front end. So the whole front end's brand new. It's stock replacement stuff, but at least it's brand new. I was wanting to get some aftermarket stuff for that, but it's a little too expensive for me. But with those aftermarket single adjustable coilovers, I was able to get a lot of travel out of the front end. This one's got more travel, but that one's got enough. And then, yep, and then I got a purge, nitrous purge I got to put on that one. The drag bar, the catch can. And then this one right here, got to do the testing again on the, make sure that the nitrous comes on with RPM, make sure it's pulling timing. And we got to put the cross member mount for the transmission shot. So I bought me one of those. So I got to put that in. And then those jugs over there with the 85 in them, I got to put those in my car, because Saturday I'm going to go over to the racetrack and get a VP 110. We're going to dyno this one with VP 110, especially for the nitrous. We might stay on gasoline for the motor, but when we start spraying, we are going to run PP 110. So that's where we're at.